Hey, what's going on everyone out there? My name is Jakejames Lugo. Welcome to the channel and welcome to this brand new video, which is not really a JJ's first. This is actually like a post-game slash post-credit thoughts about Final Fantasy XVI. So there's a couple reasons why I'm just here. First, let's go talk to the Moogle. My man, the Moogle. There he is. Go check out the hunting board. So, I'm doing this video to kind of give my afterthoughts about Final Fantasy XVI. I've already rolled credits on the game. I've already played through the main story. I'm right now just on my post-game file. Haven't gone into New Game Plus because I just don't feel like going into New Game Plus at the moment. I want to simmer on the ending and stuff. But I'm giving this post-game thoughts and overall opinion where we could just talk about Final Fantasy XVI because I'm doing my official video review for the game, and it's not going to be ready anytime soon because, again, these things take time. I want it to be very, very good as opposed to rushed because we don't want it actually to be rushed. But I figured, you know what, now that I've already just finished the game and I have it fresh in my mind, why not just talk about Final Fantasy XVI? So, overall, there's a lot to discuss with this game. I'm just kind of looking through some of this stuff, and we'll go and do some side quests, maybe a hunting quest in this video. It'll probably be a little bit longer than the usual 20 or 30 minute video that we usually do. But yeah, as you can see, it's a lot of characters in here and all this stuff. And I will say that there is a little bit of spoilers in here. Just a tiny bit of spoilers, not a lot. You know, it's a little hard not to spoil this game when you're in the post game right now. And the game's been out for a hot minute, so it's not like anything too crazy is going to get spoiled. But I will say, overall, my experience with Final Fantasy XVI has been great, has been fantastic, has been very interesting to see not just the commentary that people have been putting on social media, and the reaction stuff, but just how much a lot of it really wasn't representative of what this game actually is, which I find really amazing because there's been a lot of people that have had all these opinions about this game that have been saying various different things about it, and they're like so off the mark, it's ridiculous. I mean, there was the whole thing about the game being about race, or at least having this huge controversy about race, that they put Yoshi P, or Naoki Yoshida, who's the director of this game, who also did Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. They put him through the ringer over stuff like that in various places in the media, and I thought that was like so unfair and so disingenuous to that guy. Whoops, went to the wrong one. I'm trying to get more potions out here. You're gonna just buy some potions, buy all this stuff.
Find a better price than that.
Buy potions, get geared up. Okay, we're good. We could also buy some of these music pieces. Actually, you know what? Let's buy this.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Buy that
You're
too.
rubbing me blind,
Yeah, okay, we could
you
only
know.
buy only those two. We have to get more money. I have to end up selling a lot of this. Matter of fact, I think I could sell some of those other items that I have on hand
it's
that
a
are just like
dangerous
sell
world out
items.
there.
They're just made. They're meant to be held on to just to sell later. I think it's through here. No, I think it's all the way down. Hold on, because funny enough, Final Fantasy XVI has like this. What's it called? There we go. Found it. Has like the same sort of a cursor you would have in like Destiny for some reason. This is like a big thing in a lot of Western release games. I don't know why that is. I just prefer just use the directional input for the menus.
I'll be thankful
We
you
trade
got
for
that
Gil.
much.
Okay, let's trade all this stuff.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
Empty shard.
I'll be thankful you got
Trading
that
in all
much.
this stuff just so I could get all the money.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
Okay, yeah, I have all my crafting items. Okay, cool. So there we go. We're good. We got some cash back in what we just spent. There's a couple more quest things we should pick up in here. Actually, no, that's actually behind. I think this is the wall of memories. That has all the different items we get from completing quest, which is cool. But anyway, like I was saying, the game I feel like is really, really good. I think that when I wrote my review on Clownfish TV, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I felt that was a fair score, and I would have probably given it a 10 out of 10 had it not been for a few minor things. Like if we were doing like, 100-point scale, this would be like a high 95, high 98, like very close to 100, because I felt that it was very good overall. Let's go to Martha's Rest. We got a couple things in here we could complete. Yeah, let's actually go in here. Go complete some of these quests here. But yeah, I just thought that this game was fantastic. The presentation's awesome. A lot of the complaints. Let's get into these complaints that people have had about the game being not as much a Final Fantasy game as like most other Final Fantasy games. And I think that's such a lame ass argument and a lame-ass point against the game. And the main reason being is because there's so much of Final Fantasy injected into this game, to the point where it's like even the musical cues, like the variations on the soundtrack of the Final Fantasy main theme, they have like 4 or 5 variations of it for various different moments that are just like big moments. And like you hear it and you listen to it, and like there's one section in a certain point of the story that I won't spoil, where that main theme is played in reverse. It sounds different, and it really fits the tone and the mood of what's going on with the story. And you know, a lot of it falls within the same type of themes you see in a lot of entries of the series. And what makes I find this one so good, outside of it being a much more darker story, is that it's a tale, or more of a fantasy tale with knights and stuff, which is very, very much, you know, in line with like earlier entries of the series. I'm talking Final Fantasy 1 specifically, Final Fantasy 2 and 3, maybe a little bit of Final Fantasy 5. And then on top of that, as if that wasn't good enough, there's a lot of, what's it called? There's a lot of, like, fan servicing moments of little nods and, like, fan service, like, you know, little Easter eggs for other Final Fantasy games. There's a big one that, if you play through the story of the game, this is why I'm so surprised at some of the things that many people have been saying, that this game isn't really, you know, too much of a Final Fantasy game, is that there's a lot of stuff, like, including an Easter egg, that is a big nod to Final Fantasy VII. And you'll know, when you see it, you'll immediately notice it. And I'm like, nobody talked about this? Like, nobody noticed this? Because I recognized it immediately when I saw it. I was like, ooh, look at this. Like, they're clearly, like, you know, there's a little bit of, like, visual, visual nods here, you know, to the series. And that being one of them. And if I say it, it's a big spoiler. But when you play through the main story of the game, if those of you that are playing it on PlayStation 5, you'll immediately see it once you get to that point. So I always found that amazing. Now the other point that people brought up is the combat. And I find that the combat, obviously it's a little bit more action-oriented, but it's not like the entire game abandons RPG elements. Like, you obviously are leveling up, you're getting stats, you're equipping items and different types of weapons and stuff, which are very, very good for, you know, for a variety of different things, you know, for leveling up your character. And this is Clive's story. You're not really taking on a personal role on whatever. I think I gotta go down to the bottom. Yeah, it's towards the bottom. And you're not really taking on like a personalized role in this story, but you are like following Clive's story. You're taking on the role of Clive, and it's basically everything that goes on with him in his life. And I think that's fine. I think it's good. It's very similar to many other entries of the series. Final Fantasy 13 was like that. Final Fantasy 15 was like that. Final Fantasy 10. You could argue a lot of the older ones, anywhere from like Final Fantasy 2 onward, because Final Fantasy 2 has Firion, even though that's a little bit more open-ended as far as like the characters. They're not as fleshed out. Like for Final Fantasy 4 onward, because Final Fantasy 4 I feel like is the first Final Fantasy that like, this is the character we're following in the story, this is the group, and this is the story and the quest that then the adventure that they go on. So it's very much like all these other games. And if anything too, this combat, while borrowing elements from like Nier Automata, Devil May Cry, you know, a lot of Platinum Games stuff, which, funny enough, I read at one point that someone, I think it was one of the head guys over at Platinum Games that did the combat for a lot of those titles, worked on this game, and it totally makes sense. It shows. It feels good to play, by the way. The combat, it feels really, really good. Just, it's fast, like you have a lot of options for different attacks. You can switch between the icons on the fly. It's like switching between the various weapons from a Devil May Cry or a game or Nier Automata or Bayonetta. Same idea. And the best part is it works out good. It feels good to play. The fights are amazing. The boss fights, while I do understand, and I'll give some of the people out there that are criticizing this game the benefit of doubt when it comes to like the icon, like giant battles. They're very cinematic and they get very much like too caught up in the QuickTime events. But still, they're such a spectacle to watch and they're fun to follow if you're invested in the story, if you've been following a lot of what's going on with the plot of this game. It's very anime in that way. Like, it's, imagine everything that you saw in like a God of War, like God of War 2, and like put a bunch of like anime injected into it, like Asura's Wrath, and then put a Final Fantasy coat of paint on it. And that's exactly what it's like. And in the best way possible. I don't say that to like knock the game. I say that in the best way possible as a compliment. And I think it works out good. Like, there's just so many people. Here's the thing.
I reckon it's time.
And I'll let this dialogue play because this is a very important point that I want to make about this, which I'm probably going to talk about in my full video review when I get to it. Because my video review is going to be delayed by at least a week because of me putting everything together. And also there's so many other things I have going on at the moment. I don't want to rush through the video review and just upload it like that. No, I want to make it a good one that you guys could watch and get a lot out of because there's so much to talk about that, you know, that's important about this game. And one of the key points, let's just skip through this dialogue. One of the key points I want to make, especially about those and, you know, the outlets and a lot of content creators that have been dogging on this game in their reviews and their review content, a lot of those people are reviewing this game based on what it's not, as opposed to what Final Fantasy XVI actually is. I think that's a very, very big thing that I've seen lately with a lot of big game releases this year, especially like games like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I saw the same thing with Hogwarts Legacy. I saw the same thing a little bit with Diablo 4, even though people love Diablo 4. You could even say the same thing a tiny bit about The Legend of Zelda, which I know Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is getting a lot of praise. But, you know, there's a lot of people that are reviewing games with a heavy emphasis on what those games are not when they're knocking them, as opposed to what the games are actually presenting to the table, and if they're doing it well. And that's definitely the case with Final Fantasy XVI in a real big way. So many people are complaining about how it's not turn-based. It's not like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I'll give it to you. Final Fantasy VII Remake, what makes that game awesome, besides the story and the presentation, the combat is a real nice blend of what the turn-based active time battle system was with real-time combat. And it does it in a very clever way where it gives you all the options. It doesn't make you choose between the two. It lets you go between them seamlessly. And I love that. But that's not what this game is. So you can't knock this game for not being that. I don't think that's fair to Final Fantasy XVI, let alone it's not fair to the dev team. Because, again, everybody at Square Enix, I'm pretty sure, talks to each other. Like, I'm pretty sure when they're making these games, they all talk to each other. They probably, like, look at what the other side is doing. And if in an ideal world, after the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I'm pretty sure this game was developed alongside FF7 Remake, but also was probably in development for a lot longer than FF7 Remake, you know, give or take. In an ideal world, after that game, Final Fantasy XVI would have taken that same battle system and just rolled with it. But we're not in an ideal world. Like, game design doesn't really happen like that. You know, it's not really... Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I'm going the right way. It doesn't really happen so quickly. It takes a while. It takes a good long time to get through things. And nope, I'm looking for this person here. Because we're going to get into some combat soon, I promise.
Still hurt, does it?
Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to complete some of these little quest things that are near me.
It's been a pleasure, Doris.
But yeah, like, I just find that to be so crazy. Like, I can't remember which outlet it was. I don't remember if it was Polygon or some other outlet, but they gave the game a 6 out of 10. And I could tell you firsthand, after playing this to completion, or at least to roll the credits, not completing with every single thing, but like rolling credits, finishing the game, that is completely off base. This game is not a 6 out of 10. Like, granted, every outlet and every content creator is going to feel differently about every game that they play. No, we're not all going to agree on every single game. But I could tell you right now, based on what I've seen and what the game brings on the table, this game is far ahead of being a 6 out of 10. There's no way that someone could realistically and fairly look at this game and say that this game is such a heavy, like, you know, is such a heavy deviation from what is actually good about a solid, good AAA release, and say that this game is like that bad. Like, I just think that's so, like, disingenuous and so off base. Like, it doesn't feel like it's being honest there with that type of review. Even on the presentation alone with this game, how can you call this game a 6 out of 10? You know, let alone the controls, the how fast the combat is. You know, you could criticize this game for having mediocre side quests. I think that's a fair criticism. And I even said, like, the side quests aren't as interesting or aren't as, like, you know, fun in comparison to the main quest throughout the game. Because I think that with this game and a lot of the Final Fantasy games, you know, it's all about the story. It's all about the spectacle of what this story and what the tale is being told. You know, it's not so much just about the gameplay. Because Final Fantasy games, a lot of them have great gameplay. A lot of great, fantastic, awesome entries of the series that have really good gameplay. We're going to go up here. This is a bone to pick. We're going to go up to the top and then go straight down. So I have to go the opposite way. Gotta go, whoops, go over this way because we're going to go towards that one in the far distance. We just got to go across the bridge, I believe. Let's see if I'm going the right way. Is it... No, it's upward. Yeah, it's got to go upward. This way. So... Yeah, like, it's really about the spectacle and the story. And I feel like this game's story is really solid. Is really good. It borrows... It's a more mature, darker take on a Final Fantasy story. In the same vein, by the way, I will admit, the same vein as, like, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics. I would argue it's just as dark of a story, if not darker, than something like Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy X. A lot of people don't realize that Final Fantasy X's story is actually pretty dark. And there's a lot of crazy things that happen with that story. Hold on, which make sure we're going the right way. Okay. We have to go this way out here. So what we're going to do, once I get to an open section, we're going to call our Chocobo. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, we're going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Let's get past these barriers. I'll call my Chocobo. Oh, buddy, no, hold on. Before we even... Let's go smack this thing up. Come on, let's get into a little bit of... Oh, what, really? No, come here. We want the smoke now. Oh, and I didn't want that. I gotta go to the other one. Like, look at this combat. Like, it feels good. It looks great. Look how awesome this looks, man. And it's so easy to control. And of course, like, when there's more enemies in here, like, the combat just gets better. Got it, nice. There's another guy right here. Punch it right there. Nice. Again, it's very simple, very easy to get into. So, which way is it? Gotta go up this way. So let's call our Chocobo Ambrosia. Hey, what up, Ambrosia? Now, I'll admit, I was a little salty that there was no Chocobo theme. I'm just saying. When there's Chocobos, we need a Chocobo theme. I mean, I feel like there's maybe a hint there when you first get on Ambrosia, but I don't know. We need the real Chocobo theme. Hold on, I'm trying to skip around some of these enemies.
No mistakes.
Because the benefit of getting Ambrosia early is that you could actually, whoops, gotta go around. Jeez. Okay, so I guess we're gonna, wants the smoke. Damn it. Whoops. Damn it. Yeah, let's get us situated here. Now, the camera's a little bit wonky because of the auto lock-on. Let me get rid of the lock-on here. There we go. It's a little bit of a stronger enemy. There we go. Got him. Oh, cool. We got a parry there. About to finish him off right now. There we go. Okay, so now where were we? Like I was saying. Let me call Ambrosia. Whoops. There we go. Call Ambrosia right now. Get back on track here. It's like, see, like that little jingle there, I don't know if you heard that. It's like a hint of the Chocobo theme. Just a hint. It's a very light Chocobo theme. Let's go through all this. Okay, damn, we got a lot of enemies. There's a lot of enemies out here. Oh, damn, we even got all these enemies. So you know what? No, let's catch the smoke. Let's give him the smoke. Oh, there's a big enemy right over there. There's like a... Get some damage in there. Yeah, that's right, Torgal. Now, here's the other thing, too. I forgot to mention about Torgal in combat. Torgal could actually fight with you, and he's an actual, good, Okay, no, there we go. Yeah, nice. He's a good companion. He does a lot of good attacks and stuff. Now, he can heal you, too. His healing isn't all that great. I wish it was a little bit better, but he definitely helps out when he can. The other problem is that it's not really a problem to me, but I find that, you know, there is no party members that like you can control like in other Final Fantasy games. I get that, and some people might like that. Let's just smack him up here. Come here, come here, come here. Nope, did it too early. Let's see if I can get Zensetsuken. Here we go, Zensetsuken. Because once I got all the icons from like from all my my story missions and stuff. Big damage now. Massive amounts of damage to this guy. There we go. See, like, it's so easy to play as far as, like, getting into it. It's not that the fights are easy, but it just feels easy to control and feels good. Oh, there goes Torgo. Yeah, that's right. Oh, we got a couple enemies here. Let's just finish them off. Nope, that's not what that's what I wanted. Now, funny enough, I'll show you guys in a second the different icons that you could get, like the icon powers and stuff. Nice. Get some Zetsuken here. There we go. Get some big damage. Make this last dude over here. Get him, Torgal. I know you can't see it because like so many effects and stuff going on, but Torgal's over here doing damage. Look at that. That's right. Good boy, Torgal. Anyway, where was I? Almost got sidetracked there. We're almost at the location that we need to go to for the side quest too.
Well, it's certainly quiet.
So I guess we gotta fight those enemies there. But anyway,
It would seem like just the place.
so yeah, I like the combat. I think it's great, and the boss fights. I understand that some people don't like how.
Find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
So sorry about that. The recording just cut off suddenly right in the middle of the combat section there. So I just finished the battle and just continued right when the quest was complete. It was just a basic fight, but basically what I was saying beforehand is that I just find that the combat and everything else about this is really well done. I find it enjoyable. I find it cool to get into, easy to control. A lot of people were just so caught up on this game being what it's not, as opposed to what it's actually doing. That was the main point I wanted to make before. There goes our boy Torgal. Hey, Torgal.
Come on,
That's right, Torgal. Yeah, let's go help. Let's go complete this quest, Torgal. We got this. So yeah, now we just got to take the bone we just got back to the hideaway. That's what we had beforehand, which is cool. So pretty much all this stuff is done, and I think that's the last big quest here. Like, there's a couple other smaller quests in this section, in this map. I mean, which one's this one? Rekindling the flame. Some of these are like much more like lesser side quests that aren't all that great, but let's just go back to the main hub area just to complete that side quest. Go talk to the shop lady. Her name is Karen, yeah, like, or Karen, like the Carrion's boat, Carrion's toll from like Greek mythology. But anyway, so the game, like I said, is really good, and I highly recommend that everybody that owns a PlayStation 5 to play this. I feel like there's just way too many like stupid things being said around about this game that is just either untrue or so either ill-informed or misrepresentative of what the game actually is, what it actually brings to the table. It's crazy to me that people are being like that. And it's a shame too, because again, the game is really solid. The game is really good. Personally, for me, if I had to be honest with all of you, this is one of the best games of 2023 that I've played so far. Like, it's up there with all the other games I've played. This has been an awesome year of 2023 of big game releases. There's some that I haven't played yet. Like, I haven't gone to Tears of the Kingdom just yet. Eventually, I'll get to it. But like, from all the games that I played so far, between Jedi Survivor, Hogwarts Legacy, this, what is it, Diablo 4, I was in the beta for in the original demo, but that game is good too, from a lot of people are saying. Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I haven't even gone to yet, and I want to at some point. A lot of games this year, man, that have been bangers, like solid, like amazing bangers, which is great.
just
And
on
this
my
is
way to see
definitely
him.
up there amongst the best one. This is definitely in the top 3 of the year. Like, regardless of what people have been saying, speak with Hippocrates. I think he's up this way, right? If he's not up this way, he's definitely in the... Actually, no, he's in the other way. Because I just noticed the icons there. But, like, this is definitely in the top 3. Hands down. This game is awesome. And all that nonsense and controversy that people were talking about for, like, months on end, completely nonsense. You know, in comparison to what the game actually delivers on. So there we go. Let's complete this quest right here. Which would be cool.
Able to locate your quarry?
As far as a game being able to
Pointed us
get
in
people
exactly the
into
right
Final
direction.
Fantasy, I think this is a good
Torgal's
introductory
been a
game.
very happy
I think
hound ever since.
like Final Fantasy 15
good,
and even
very
Final
good.
Fantasy 10, I think those are
Maybe
games that are
Garrett sends our
good
thanks, by the way,
to show someone
for your part
that
in
hasn't
solving the
played
mystery.
Final Fantasy before, has never played any of the games in the series.
reminds me.
And don't get me wrong,
After
it's
your
not
last
has nothing to
visit,
do with like other games,
myself
other Final Fantasy
pondering
games being
Torgal's
better
talents.
quality wise or
you
better
recall our
with like, you know,
conversation concerning
respecting the
Major
legacy of the
Jill's role in
franchise.
Torgal's
I still feel
transformation?
like these are good games that like if you know
she's
nothing
somehow
about Final Fantasy,
woke the power
if you know
within him.
nothing about RPGs
Precisely
in
that.
general, this is a
A
good
reasonable
introduction
conclusion, I
into
thought.
that. You know, it's
Well,
not
I'd raised
bombarding
certain
someone
questions in
with
my
like all the
mind.
craziness of
You
like
see,
the materia system,
familiar
the active
legend
time battle
of
system.
Shiva
No, this is like a
and
good
Shiva
action game,
and
you know,
while the
esque
powers
type of like
attributed to him are
RPG. You
certainly
could give to
impressive,
someone and be like, okay,
the
here's like
records
a
imply
Final
that they're
Fantasy game, but
somewhat
like there's better
different in
games in the
nature
series that are
to those
besides
you
this, you know, as
describe
far as
Torgal as
ones
having
that people
used.
really respect. I don't think this is the worst game in the series. I don't think Final Fantasy 16 is like
Torgal
on the
may be
lower
the
totem pole of the
beneficiary
entire
of
Final
more
Fantasy
than one
franchise.
patron's
You
power.
know, I will say
Consider
that this
that
game
in addition
definitely
to Lady
does a
Jill,
lot of what
served as a
previous
loyal
Final Fantasy
companion
games
to
have
you,
done as far as
brother.
iterating itself
And he
and kind
will
of going
exceed.
into new territory,
In short,
redefining what an
icons
RPG
hitherto
or what a
near at
Final
hand,
Fantasy
or
RPG can
should
be.
I say,
And I think it's
or
successful
have been
in this one.
diversely
I think that a lot of
printed.
people were so caught on,
That number
you
has
know,
only
stuff that they
grown
wanted this
as
game
the
to be that
realm's
it's
dominance
not. And it's
fallen
like,
to your
look,
sword.
put that to the side for a
Can
second and just
speculate
focus on
as
what's
to how
really
all
good
of
about
this
this game.
affected
Like,
Torgal.
what's the better aspects
He
of
has
it?
seemed more
Does it successfully make an
fierce
experience
of late.
overall that is
If I'm not
awesome over the
mistaken,
40 plus hours you
will
might
grow
play
fiercer
this?
still.
And I say, yeah. I
We are
definitely say that
fortunate
it definitely
indeed
was
to be
successful.
able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Kind of just finishing up this quest line here.
He's more than an ally.
Quest complete. There we go. Nice. Get some rewards. Call it a day. It's called a bone to pick. I know my camera's like in the way of it, but like it's called a bone to pick. We level up. Wait, we're level 43. Yeah, you can finish that. Again, I played the game through on normal settings and stuff, but you could go all the way up to level 99. There's a new game plus that actually makes things even harder for the game overall. Like gives you stronger enemies, it gives you more quests. Or I think like some of the same quests, but things are mixed up. Like heavily mixed up overall. I think that's everything here. Yeah, I don't need to go to the shop here. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, okay, there is some new stuff here that I got. This is like Clive's notes that he could get, like different letters from various characters. He could even open up side quests, as you could tell here. Like he gets like different quests he could just go on from them.
What is it this time, Torgal?
It's like, what did Torgal do? What did he do this time? Was he being a pain in the butt? Of course he is. Because that's our boy. He could do that. He's allowed to do that. I think I could go pet Torgal here, because I know you could pet Torgal, but I'm not sure if it's, if you could pet, or actually no, because he's like roaming around. I know in the middle of the world, as you're roaming around, you could actually go pet Torgal, which is cool. There's a couple other quests we could pick up, other stuff. Let's see if we could go on one of the hunts real quick. Do that, take out one of the big enemies. Let's see, which one should we do here? My man, the Moogle. There he is. There's only one Moogle here. I'm pretty sure, like, maybe there's, like, a special thing. If you complete all the quests, you find more Moogles. That would be kind of funny. There's a couple different ones here. 9 knives. It's a lot. Yeah, the Gobbermunch. This is in Estelwalude. In Estela? Or Istela, I think. Something along that nature. And this is a really tough one. Yeah, so let's try to go after this goblin, because there's other ones that are like tougher, but I'm just not strong enough yet. Like something you have to be at least over level 50 to take them on. Let's go against this one, the rogue goblin. Okay, Istela. Okay, so Istela and Waylude. So if we go to our map, Trying to find which one is Waylude. Trying to see, like, because we look at, so whoops, we look at some of the activities. Yeah, there's a couple marks in here that are there. This is, oh, Istella. Here we go, right here. So this is Istella. So it's definitely got to be in one of these areas, like that. The Great Southern. So hold on, I'm pretty sure. So if we go like across the bridge this way, you could probably find it over here. Let's go over to this one here. Let's try at least to see if we can find it real briefly. Doesn't hurt to do so. It's kind of end off the video on that. But overall, kind of like, you know, giving my final impressions of Final Fantasy 15 without getting into my video review stuff, or at least, you know, a lot of stuff I'm probably going to touch on in my video review. The game is great. The game is awesome. I think it's a must-own on PlayStation 5. I think that it's... If you're into Final Fantasy, I still think you should play this. If you already have your own favorite Final Fantasy game, you're probably never going to change your opinion about anything different. You're always going to swear by that game, whatever it might be. If you love 7, if you love 13, which, you know, I don't like 13, but I can understand if some people like 13 for whatever reason. 6, 15 even... Or heck, even if you like A Realm Reborn and you like that one instead. You know, nothing's ever going to change your opinion about what the best Final Fantasy game is. But I still feel like you should play this. I still feel like this game is fantastic. I think this game is awesome. It does a lot of great stuff, man. So here we go. Let's go over this way. Start looking around. Because what will happen is that once we run into our target... the game will kind of like, you know, it'll force us off Ambrosia, and then we'll go over into the fight. Whoops. Got that slime enemy right there. You see that? We'll go over this way. There's a couple things over here. A mud crab. A lot of mud crabs, you know. Gotta go over this way. Gonna steer Ambrosia to the side. I think we go over... Yeah, we gotta go over to the next area.
This place has been flooded twice over.
Gotta look around. Got a lot of these,
All right.
these enemies that are just lurking. Which side are we? We might have to go... I don't know what that is over there, but we might have to keep going straight ahead. Because we're not running into it. Like, there goes another enemy there. There's another wyvern. There's an Akashic wyvern. There's a lot of Akashic enemies here. So there goes this mud crab. Think we're going straight? Yeah, we're going straight. The thing is that the hunts don't tell you exactly where you need to go. Like, there's no mark on the map or anything like that. So you gotta, you know, just gotta feel around where things might be or where enemies might be located. But once you run into them, it's like pretty easy to get into and just like finish up the fights. It's like it's not that challenging, most of them, unless you're under leveled, which would be bad. So here we're going into this cavern here. We don't run into the specific one we're looking for. We're definitely run into one that I have on the hunting board as well. And the other thing too, getting Ambrosia earlier, or as early as you can, makes it significantly easier to move around. Wolfdar. Let's check on the side here. She's definitely probably on the side. 'Cause even if I don't find it, like, it's not a big deal. Just trying to see if maybe we could actually just get into a battle like that, just to do so. Okay, here we go. Look, we found something.
Thanks, Gal.
So here, I don't know if it's necessarily... Okay, it's not the one we were looking for, but we'll take it. We'll take this fight. We'll take this giant fight. Big, giant goblin or orc dude. Oh, Panda... Holy crap! No, this might be bad. No, we might have to run. Pandemonium, because that's S rank. How big is he? How strong is he? Oh no, we could take this fool.
Oh, look. It's the king of the castle.
But we could take this fool. Let's get him. Get him. This guy's a level 50. Come on, let's get this fool right now. let's go. Big punch. Damn it. There we go. Start doing some nasty damage. Big damage, son. Nope. Yep, there we go. Wasted all my meter there. Nice, dodged it. Let's get some big damage into this. Now, one thing I didn't do is I could actually use Bahamut's ability. Okay, we're doing decent damage. I think we could do this right here. Let's do that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. There we go. Now here we go. Mega Flare. There we go. Yeah. Whoops. Damn. That was close. Come on, let's go. Damn it, it's so many things happening at the same time. Jeez. There we go, let's dodge that. Oh, double dodge that. Double dodge that again. There we go, do it again. Get some massive damage on this fool. Ooh, okay, let's go. Let's get him, Torgal. Big damage. Doing mad. Oh, we might take him down. We might take him down. Look, we're getting there. We're getting there, son. Yeah. Oh god, no. Oh my god, whoa. Oh jeez. Oh damn, that's gonna hurt. Let's use a potion. Get him, Torgal. Nice. Get him, Torgal. He's almost down. Oh god. Whoops, hold on, let's back up. About to get Senzetsuken. Okay, we're about to get Senzetsuken right now. Senzetsuken! Got him! Perfect ending. Perfect ending. Notorious Mark slain. Not bad. Because that was a strong enemy, like, overall. So, yeah, as you can tell, like, the fights are awesome, man. The fights are stained loincloth. That doesn't sound too appealing. That sounds really horrible.
Your reign is
Hey, look at him go down. Look at him go down. Finished. Pack it in. Hit the shower, son. Oh, look, he just disappeared. He's like, let me get the hell out of here. So, anyway, yeah. That's going to do it for my little post-game afterthoughts about Final Fantasy XVI. Let's go back all the way to the hideout. Kind of finish that because there's still other hunts to do. I might do them on my own time. Just to finish them like that. But let me know your thoughts about Final Fantasy XVI in the comments down below. Tell me some of your thoughts about everything I spoke on, because there's so much more that I'm going to get into with the video review that I'm doing. It's just going to be delayed about a week or so because I want to make it right. Again, I want to be able to dive into so much about this game because there's a lot to talk about, man, both with the reception of it, the actual game itself, the reviews, you know, all this stuff. But tell me your thoughts about this game down below in the comments section. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that way you could be in the know for when this video review goes up eventually. But I will talk to all of you again very soon.